Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be looking at my review of the Hendon 10-foot adjustable tripod ladders. Okay, so in this video I thought I would do a bit of a comparison from the ladder that I used for many years compared to the Hendon ladders which I picked up last year in May of 2019. This ladder here was something that I bought about 12 years ago. There wasn't something like this available here, the Hendon ladders, but these ones here, compared to ordinary rickety tall aluminium ladders, these ones were really strong and sturdy and really well put together. I'm familiar with the company that manufactured them from years ago. They actually, a company that's based 7 miles from my hometown, and I've used their ladders over the course of the last 20 odd years. So I was very familiar with the quality and I was very happy. Of course, we're 12 years here later and it's not falling apart. Probably needs some new feet, some rubber feet for the ladder, but apart from that, it's really performed well. The problems with it is that it's very heavy. It's very awkward. I'll get a camera up really close to show you some of the features here that I'm talking about. The first thing that I'm going to point out is that it's really heavy and awkward to move about the place. Even at full length, you're kind of standing underneath, moving it from place to place. Just because there's too much weight on one side, you're trying to get the balance point in the middle, which means that you're kind of getting in under here, like this. Trying to adjust the ladder up and down is a bit of a pain in the backside. You're moving this here, you're moving the other one, you're kind of extending it up to this side. And it gets you to a similar height to the tripod ladders. Now this type of ladder would be maybe more suitable for the likes of working on the external of a house, installing something on a wall. It does well enough for hedge cutting, but it's big, awkward and bulky. Another thing that I have a problem with is that by the time you get up to the top of the ladder, so if I reduce this down, to try and get in the frame of the camera, when you're standing up on top of the ladder on either side here, this is quite awkward. When it's at full height, the grooves that are on each of the rungs can dig into the shins on your leg. Now, when you're trying to get up close to a hedge, it seems to me that the only ways to get the tightest fit is whenever you're putting the ladder from here and you have this gap between the hedge and where you're standing, or when you're going at this angle, again you have a bit of a gap. It might only seem like a small gap, but that small gap when you're at the top of the ladder trying to do a big hedge and you're doing the top end of it can be the couple of inches difference between stretching too far and losing balance, where your weight is away from the center point of the ladder. Okay, so wrap that up, come over to the Hendon ladders. If you notice on the bottom of the ladder here, the width of the feet on the bottom of the ladder are so much more wider than the likes of a combination ladder. This makes for great sturdiness and security while you're on the ladder. Given the fact that you have 3 adjustable legs on this ladder, makes a huge difference when you're on uneven ground. It's very simple to make an adjustment on the legs. It's just pull this pin and it locks into place automatically. So if you can imagine, if you're on a ground that's on a slope, this makes for perfect, easy balance and security for the ladder. In order to make sure that the weight is equally distributed on the 3 legs, you have this chain here to the single leg at the front to make sure that you're not putting too much weight bearing on this leg that is not secured. Otherwise, what you might find at some point is that the leg could slip out. Now, the fact that the chain can be taken off of this adjustable leg is a huge advantage when you're working up against a hedge. Sometimes you'll be working on a low level hedge and you're trying to get in maybe to a tight spot at the top. And what's really handy about these ladders is that you can literally just adjust back the ladder and extend the leg and put it into the hedge or the shrub or the tree. Usually when you're on soft ground, it means that you've got a good secure bite into the ground with the types of feet that are on this ladder, and it means that you can get that comfortable overreach with the ladder coming in tight to the job, maybe better than you ever would with the likes of a combination ladder like this. Although this is a 10 tread ladder at this height, what you can do is you can adjust the height of the feet, the adjustable feet, to be able to give yourself a little bit more room toward the top. If you notice, there's roughly about 2 foot extra adjustment height on these feet. So as you can see, that is a considerable jump in height of the ladder if you're looking for that extra foot or 2 foot reach at the top. The build quality of this ladder is really great. It is very lightweight, but really strong. Some of the parts of the ladder have thinner bars of aluminium, and depending on how much weight you might put onto it, you might bend some of these a little bit. Now, I've only done that with one particular area, which I'll show you just here. But over the course of the year, that is the only spot of the whole entire ladder where I have ended up bending just a small part. At the top of the ladder, there's a bit of an area where you can store tools if you're on a job. I was using the little Still battery trimmer on an ivy trimming job the other day, and I was able to just position the little hedge trimmer in the top of the ladder while I was swapping between some hand tools on the job. So the ladder does come with an option to purchase 3 rubber feet for the ladder itself, and they're pretty easy to put on. So that's my review of the Hendon tripod ladders. When it comes to using a ladder like this by comparison to something like this, the pros are just way overwhelming. The first thing you notice is the weight. That means that it's easier to move about. It's not as much strain or fatigue on you as an operator. You can get tighter into areas than you could with a ladder like this. It's more accessible, it's more maneuverable, it's definitely a better choice. So while I have nothing but praise for a ladder like this and Hendon's quality of build, you can also check out online what other people's views are when they've purchased a ladder like this. One thing that you'll notice straight away is a lot of people are saying, best thing I ever bought that year. So thank you very much for tuning in to check out my review of the Hendon tripod ladders. You can find out more information at hendonladders.co.uk and have a check out there to see their full range of products. But these ones are the ones that are available here in Northern Ireland, and there's only a couple of dealers that are able to gain access to this type of product. So thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like, comment and subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.